Good morning, everyone. Let me welcome one and all to this time of worship in the third Sunday of the Easter season. I would urge you to please read over the various announcements, or several of them, in the bulletin this morning. I'm going to begin my remarks this morning by asking you to listen to five things about how progressive Christianity can help local congregations grow. I'm going to urge you to pay close attention, because at the end, there's a surprise. The introduction to these 5 points reads this way: Progressive Christian theology offers a fresh perspective that can help resonate with many people seeking a more inclusive and intellectually engaging approach to faith. Here are the 5 ways it can contribute to growth. Number 1, inclusivity. Progressive Christian theology welcomes everyone, regardless of background, fostering a diverse and welcoming community. Number 2, relevance to modern issues. It addresses current social, political, and ethical concerns, showing that faith is relevant to contemporary life. Number 3, intellectual engagement. Progressive theology encourages critical thinking and open discussion, appealing to those who value a thoughtful approach to faith. Number 4, embrace of doubt and questions. It acknowledges doubt and questions as natural parts of faith, providing a safe place for exploration without judgment. Number 5, community outreach and social action. Progressive churches actively engage in social justice and community service, demonstrating love and compassion through tangible actions. Guess what? I did not write a single solitary word of what I have just read to you. It's not in a book. It's not in a journal. It's not in a magazine. It cannot be found anywhere other than what I just read. You see, I turned to something called ChatGPT. This is a popular computer program using artificial intelligence, or AI. And I typed out, name 5 ways progressive Christian theology can grow your church. And in less than 2 seconds, just like that, I had a larger version of what I just read to you. In about 2 seconds, it printed in front of me. I ask it to summarize these, and to make a long story short, in less than 3 seconds, including my typing time, I should say in less than 5 seconds, including my typing time, everything appeared, what you heard, plus even more. Think about that. A matter of seconds, and I was given that very accurate information. Now, you may need a few moments to silently process what you've just heard. What I've just described about artificial intelligence describes a revolution that is now taking place in the world that goes far beyond anything of the advent of the computer and the internet in the 1980s and the 1990s. Make no mistake about it. The inevitability of artificial intelligence, or as they say, AI, the AI revolution, all of these things are going to have profound consequences for everyone gathered here this morning in the not too distant future, as well as our family members and all of our loved ones. Now, I agree with everything that ChatGPT just said about progressive Christianity. how it can help a congregation grow. But I don't know if you noticed or not, AI's writing style is not my writing style. My authentic voice is not there. What AI wrote about that particular subject needs context and other considerations. In other words, AI cannot replace me, nor can it replace you, nor can it replace the unique relationships that we have in our congregations. But because of artificial intelligence, the world as we've known it is about to change. All of humankind, wherever you may live, anywhere in the world, is going to experience a tidal wave of amazing benefits and a tsunami of drastic downsides. And folks, this is just around the corner. You see, all around the world, AI can wipe out entire categories of work. It can cause rapid change leading to social disruption and disorder. Let me give you an example of that. Have you ever made a telephone call to a call center and noticed the person on the other end of the phone has an Indian accent? Nearly 500,000 people, most of them young Indian university and college graduates, work in call centers. The call centers make up about 8% of India's gross domestic product. The fact is, this entire industry, 8% of its gross product, domestic product, is likely to disappear very shortly. Why? Because AI-based automation can mimic the human voice almost perfectly. They will no longer need people to answer your questions. Artificial intelligence will do it for you. It's likely it's going to wipe out that industry in India, in Europe, in the Philippines, United States, and in Canada too. And there's more. AI-based robots are going to build other AI-based robots. And those new robots are going to produce and build most of the products that the working class people of this country and elsewhere built before. Even some professional jobs, paid jobs, are going to be wiped out. It's estimated that approximately 50% of all jobs in law, in the field of law, will be lost because of AI. Yes, AI will create new jobs, and it will enhance other areas of the workplace and the marketplace. But the AI revolution is going to be so rapid that it's going to displace countless people. It's going to upset livelihoods, literally annihilating livelihoods. It's going to do it so fast that people simply won't be able to make the transition quickly enough. And this is going to bring an urgent need for a guaranteed annual income. Do you remember not long ago when a lot of movie and television writers and actors and their support staff went on strike? They went on strike because artificial intelligence is now so advanced that it can mimic the voices, the actions, the words, and even the humor of human beings. And as we all know from living in Windsor and our proximity to Detroit, just across the river, the auto worker strikes of the not too distant past were in a good part about how AI-based automation is steadily replacing human beings on the workforce. On the other hand, on the one hand, I should say, AI brings with it the promise of dramatically speeding up the development of desperately needed drugs and medical treatments. On the other hand, at the same time, AI can just as easily speed up the development of even more frightening bioweapons and more ways of mass destruction. Some news commentators quite recently, in the last couple of weeks, have wondered out loud whether or not the April 3rd Israeli Defense Force bombings or missile attack on the World Central Convoy in Gaza that killed 7 aid workers, including 1 Canadian, they're wondering if that was the result of AI's failure to identify the vehicle as a humanitarian one. And then there are the really gloom and doom types. AI-based machines and robots and computers will soon have the capability, actually do have the capability of building other more advanced AI computers. The concern there is the AI computers become more and more advanced. Artificial intelligence will gain self-consciousness. It could possibly conclude that human beings are simply pests to be gotten rid of. The European Parliament not long ago passed major laws, and many of the companies developing AI want some controls over this for that possibility, as remote as that threat may be. I could go on, and for better or worse, talk about the artificial intelligence stories. Now, you may be wondering, why in the world is our minister standing up front prattling on about artificial intelligence? What in the world does that have to do with church or faith? What does it have to do with Jesus? What does it have to do with Christianity? What does it have to do with the season of Easter? Or for that matter, what does all that carrying on about artificial intelligence have to do with religion at all? Well, as it turns out, quite a lot. Quite a lot. As the AI revolution unfolds, it's going to bring about a lot of individual pain and social disruption. It's going to bring about a lot of metaphorical death to the world as we know it. And we as church people, as followers and disciples of Jesus, as Easter people, as resurrection people, we know in faith, we know in our heart of hearts, we know in the very souls and deepest recesses of our minds that out of death itself can come the promise and vision of new life. You remember when Wilma read to us Micah chapter 4, 1-5. That's a story of an alternative vision of life, the way it was. Just to give you a bit of background, the people of Judah had been attacked, their country had been destroyed, they've been through so much pain and heartache. This imaginative prophet by the name of Micah provided an alternative vision of what a future life could be. He provided a dream to the people of a new world in the future where war would be no more and all God's children would live together in peace and harmony and prosperity. And then there's Jesus' alternative vision of the kingdom of God, a metaphorical kingdom in which God's will is being done on earth as in heaven. On earth. Things are fine in heaven. On earth as in heaven. Jesus' dream was of a kingdom where there's no violence. There's only peace between nations. And all who live in this world have enough not only to survive, but to thrive. This morning, Wilma read to us from the Gospel of John, 1 John chapter 3. And he has a vision. His vision that all followers of Jesus, that's us, are becoming more and more godlike. And they're doing that because of their radical generosity, because of their loving compassion to one another, and to the radical generosity and reaching out to those in need. So what does all this AI talk and everything mean to us today? The artificial intelligence revolution is going to depend on us, or more accurately, more than any other time in the history of the world, Humanity is going to depend for its very survival on people of profound wisdom, clear morality, humanistic ethics, thoughtful philosophy, deep faith, and humanitarian religious commitments. We are the ones who are going to decide how, when, and if artificial intelligence will be used, and if it is used, will it be for the benefit of the human family, or will it be to its detriment? No less person than Bill Gates has called on students not to study technology or engineering or science these days, but to study the arts and the humanities. Why? Because in the future, it will be people with this knowledge who will be able to humanize a society that is becoming more and more at the dictates of a cold-hearted technology. Jim Burklow, a United Church of Christ minister and Associate Dean of Religious Life and Social Work at the University of Southern California, has urged university students, at least the ones he has contact with, to take up the study of philosophy and religion, because in the dispassionate new world of AI, these and similar academic subjects may well give students the best return, his words, on their future careers. And this is where we as Christians and as a congregation come into the picture. In this rapidly approaching new world of emotionalist AI, all humankind, the whole world, is going to need to listen to hear people like the author of Micah. They're going to need to hear people like Jesus and people who wrote 1 John. They're going to need someone who provides an alternative picture, an alternative imagination to what AI is offering us. They're going to need people in open-minded, open-hearted churches who are willing to deal with the questions that often are dehumanizing that the artificial intelligence revolution is going to bring, and is bringing now and will continue to bring for future generations. We are called, as followers of Jesus, to have a vision, to have a dream of a new world, a world of love and hope and compassion and peace. Let me summarize by using some words from a famous musical, the words of Don Quixote in the musical Man of La Mancha, where this summarizes the task that lays before us now. To dream the impossible dream, to beat the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is our quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause. And we do that because we are Easter people, because we are resurrection people. We are people who realize that our Christian opportunity, no, our Christian duty, is to know and work towards new life coming out of AI-created graves and tombs. Out of that, new life can spring forth. So may it be. Amen.